my DC toy collectors out there. I am the 80s Transformers fan. You are watching George Reviews. Today on George Reviews, I'll be taking a look at McFarlane Gold Label Collection, DC Muiltiverse, Kilowog, and Green Lantern. They don't even give Kyle the dignity of putting his name on the box, but they've released them so many times, why would they? Speaking of which, most of my DC McFarlane reviews come with a bit of a rant, and let's kick this one off with the fact that we're basically getting the fourth release of Kyle Rayner. Once as a Blue Lantern, and this is the third time as a Green Lantern. Granted, they pretty much got the colors accurate finally, but if you're a collector of the line and you're a fan of DC and a Green Lantern fan interested in this pack at all, you most likely have two other Green Lantern Kyle Rayners like I have, with not much of a difference. So you're basically paying, this was $69.99 original retail, 70 bucks, if you count tax, like $75, but you're buying a figure that you already have for $25, and that puts Kilowog right there at $45 as a mega figure, and that is a lot. I did not want to pull the trigger on it. I had it in my Amazon cart, and one day I see an alert in my cart, reduced item, and then I checked it out. It was Kilowog. He was down to 52 bucks. I want to say he was $51.99, right at $52, and I said, why not? Then I read the description, and it said open item, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna go ahead and buy it. Open item or not, I get Kilowog, $20 off, get Kyle. I already got the other figures open that I plan to resell, so I pull the trigger. Then I get the package, and it's a little bit damaged, as you can see, but it is not open. So unless somebody carefully put it back in the package, this thing is sealed in box. So that's an even bigger win for me. Package. So here we are, and let's take a look at the packaging. This is the standard packaging for all McFarlane Muiltiverse figures, give or take an exclusive here and there with some slight changes to the box. It's a window box packaging. You can see the figures and accessories fully within. We got gold label McFarlane collection up here, and the gold label designates it's a store exclusive, or in this case, an Amazon exclusive. We got DC Muiltiverse, Kilowog, Green Lantern. We went over that. Nothing at the bottom of the box, just code. Kilowog, Green Lantern, side of the box, back of the box. We kind of took a look at that. Looks pretty cool. And then they show you clearly on the back of the box that Kilowog is wearing white gloves. And when we spin him around, he's wearing some black gloves. He looks like a comic book incarnation mixed with the Ryan Reynolds movie incarnation of Kilowog. But let's get him open and take a look. The insert in the backdrop looks like a space scene, and there is Oa. We get two collector cards and two stands. Kilowog's collector card, the exact same artwork from the back of the box. Flipping it over, and we find a bit of information on Kilowog, his data file. You can pause and read that. Next up is Green Lantern Kyle Rayner. We get his full name this time. Same artwork from the back of the box. And if you didn't know already, if you haven't seen any of the other reviews on Kyle, it's probably a little bit different. You can pause that and read that. And lastly, we get two collector stands. Same standard DC stands. Would it have killed them to make the stand out of this emerald green plastic? I mean, really, that would have been so cool. It would like sort of fit, and you could have used it like as a hover disc or something like that. It could have been a construct, you know, like, wow, like, somebody think over there. Let's get these guys free and take a look. Get this poser out here, and he was holding the package. Looks very cool. He looks to be a little bit overdressed to my taste, like the fabric material. Like McFarlane's good at molding in fabric, but yeah, he overdid it right here. Kilowog is packaged with two accessories. Guess I forgot to cut this out. Emerald green construct of a hammer. This thing looks so cool. And this is a new construct for a change. and one giant lantern that does not want to come out. Here we go. Done in emerald green. A lot of people don't like the translucent plastic that is done in. They rather have them painted, but I'm kind of neutral because if you really want to, you can paint over this and still have like the translucent look of the battery glow or something. Now for the re-release of Kyle. I originally said this is his third release, but I completely forgot he has a Blue Lantern release. I believe it's the exact same body, just painted blue and black. So yeah, this guy, he's been done to death. I actually passed on the blue one. Now for the accessories, we've seen the samurai armor before. It's done in a more accurate emerald green this time. He gets an extra open hand for his right hand. Making another appearance is the sword that may have been released with a couple different Green Lanterns now. The larger, like, Power Ranger type sword. I actually like this one. And the lantern, which is done in a more accurate emerald green. So this concludes the unboxing portion of the video. Alright, I've already blew my time limit. 8 minutes in unboxing. Over 8 minutes actually. I'm going to have to chop it up really good. I'm going to start with Kyle because I'm pretty much familiar with him and I'm going to get the comparisons out of the way right now. Here are the other two Green Lantern Kyle Rayners that I own. I know there's at least one more, like I stated earlier, the Blue Lantern. But here we go. Exact same body across the board. Only difference is the head scope. There are differences at the gloves from the, I guess I would say almost the elbow down to the hands, and the boots from the knee to the ankles are the only real difference other than actual color. I'm going to start with the two that are more closely alike. The only difference being is the choice color of green, but they are wearing two different heads. This one has the neutral face and this one has a slightly smiling face. And normally I'm partial to a neutral face, but I'll take the slightly smiling face. Biggest difference, we have like a comic book panel blue-black on top of the new release from the 2-pack's head. And this is just a standard straight up black plastic. Again, we have a difference in the green paint. Other than that, that is it. And I do want to point out that the white paint on his chest could have been printed a little bit better. You can see the black bleeding through, and that seems to be a problem on a lot of McFarlane figures, that there's always some type of color bleeding through. It's a little bit better on the older release than this one, but I mean, your mileage may vary. It might be different from figure to figure, but nice outfit, nice looking figure. Next up is, I don't even know which particular release this is. I know the Blue Lantern is wearing this outfit just in blue, and we have the white gloves, which is a lot better to me, and the boots are different. I like these boots a lot better. I believe these are more comic book accurate to what he normally wears, even though he's worn this outfit as I stated earlier. But I like these boots better. This little knee padded, I don't know. So kind of digging the gloves and the boots better. And as for the hair and head, they're wearing the exact same head, just a slight paint difference. And again, we got the cartoon blue-black and just the normal same exact hairstyle on these guys. No real difference other than the color as far as the head. Construct and accessories. We'll start with the two. The closest. I do believe I got this right. I believe I might have mixed up the accessories, but I believe the samurai armor goes on this guy, and the only real difference is the color. Actually, same sword, and it just looks better in this emerald green as opposed to this Slimer green. I mean, there's nothing wrong with, if I didn't have this, I was fine with this. You know, I still had them both, but now that I have this guy, these guys are on the chopping block. But yeah, I guess it all depends on which one you prefer, but I prefer this one. I can tell you that before the review's even over with. And this guy has the same giant sword. This is a very cool sword. It just seems more constructy, if that's a thing, you know what I mean? This is like, this takes no imagination to make this katana, but like this is more of a Green Lantern thought out construct, like with the design at the hilt right there. I really like this, and I like it even more in the darker green. And the biggest difference is in where the 2-pack Kyle excels at. They added an open right hand, and now he can dual wield or hold two constructs or two items at one time, which leaves the battery just hanging out. I believe this battery came with this guy. Again, if I haven't mixed it up, here are the two different batteries, and the color again, we got the emerald and we got the slime green. And it's up to you, but I choose the emerald green. Let's see if we can get a shot of all three power rings side by side. I know the white one is sculpted and painted a lot better. The newer one is kind of like splotched everywhere, and they barely painted the older style version. Power ring is like, eesh. But we have an interchangeable hand, something that didn't come with the rest of these guys. And on this interchangeable hand, we get a little bit better molded and painted power ring. Next up is why I'm here is, I don't know about you, is for Kilowog, the mega figure, the Green Lantern ring trainer himself. Bring him closer. Let's take a look. Start with that head and that mug. He has like a grin off to his right, and the left eye is sort of kind of winking. It's kind of weird. At first I thought they messed up the eye printing, but I guess he's just making some type of expression. And the biggest reason why I thought they messed up the eye printing, because I have an eyeball or pupil printed onto his left cheek right there. At first I thought it was some type of beauty mark or something, but no. But luckily he does have the left eye printed in there, because I really couldn't see it at first. Has these two growths on the side of his mouth. People always compare him to a pig, but he actually doesn't look like any pig that I know of. He has a little bit of a wash over his pink face, which is very cool. Nice sculpt on that face, some wrinkles on the back of his head. Then coming down to his Green Lantern suit. Nice molded in detail all over it. I think it's a bit much for this guy. I like the plain little bodysuit, but there's nothing wrong with it. I just like the straight up smooth like type of suit. On the front of the suit, the molded in detail continues. We have the nice standard Green Lantern logo painted on in green and white. And the front of the suit has a bit of a yellow wash to it, which I don't know why it's there. I mean, with all the molded in detail, they could have just let it be green for me. And he's pretty much, he's the pink plastic, the green plastic, and black plastic. And there's some black painted on in a few instances. Fabric molded all over his gloves. And that's the biggest thing. Like, 9 times out of 10, Kilowog is illustrated with gloves that are white and without gloves. I'm kind of hard pressed to find a Kilowog wearing black gloves outside of this actual figure. And on his ring finger of his right hand, he only has 3 fingers, is a very well molded Green Lantern ring, and it's even painted in a pearlescent green that gives it like a little bit of a shimmer. And that coming down to his crotch piece, this one little piece right here is stuck in on mine. It came that way. Softer crotch piece so he can get some articulation. Nice fabric molded into the thighs, and the boots look freaking awesome. That same bit of a like yellowish or lighter green wash is on the front of his boots. Looks very cool, but I could have did without it. So let's do the poser's articulation. As far as looking up, I think this is kind of straight ahead. I mean, it's not much. Like the little wrinkles on his head, the back of his head is in his shoulders because of the hunch or the muscles on his trapezoids. So this is all we're getting out of that. And again, down, some side to side, 360 exorcist style out of Kilowog. Coming to his shoulders. Kilowog get his arms up this far. These little hinges, and they're always loose on the mega figure. You can see them like, just like floating around. They really move easy, but they cover the gap right there. 360 at that shoulder. Bicep swivel, which is rare on a mega figure. Elbow bend, like about 45 out of that. Wrist hinge in and out. It's a giant hinge. You can clearly see that thing. 360 at the wrist. Abdomen. Just moving it back a little bit, we get a gap. And from this bit of a motion right here, he rears back this far, but again, have that gap. Forward, looking down this far. Activate. We got some side to side out of it, and we'll go for a 360. And they even continue to paint apps up here, which is cool. Coming to his waist, he already has the clearance. A little bit of gapping right there. 360 out of the big boy's waist. Some side to side out of that. His legs. His legs actually move a little bit better than Kyle's. I guess because this is so soft right here, this plastic. Oof, look at that gap. Front, not a lot. He's really stretching that to the front and to the back. I guess Big Boy is not very acrobatic. This is probably the least amount of articulation I've seen from front to back splits on the figure. This is it. I probably could force it, but it's already pulling that waist piece. You see it stretching? No real upper thigh swivel. You can wiggle a little bit. double hinge knee, even though it could be a little bit more. The boot is hitting the back of his thigh right here. His ankle, 360, front, back, side to side, hitting switches on bitches. Toe hinge, bam. All things considered, that's pretty good for a mega figure. Even though Kilowog doesn't have interchangeable hands, that sucks. I needed another gripping hand so he can wield two things at one time. He comes with two brand new constructs. The hammer, which is so freaking awesome. A lot of detail into his construct. The Green Lantern symbol right there. A little grid right here for smashing garlic. Design down here on the handle. I mean, this is really, really freaking nice. And of course, we're going to have to put it in his left hand. And here we go. He has a firm grip on that. And all he can do is just swing this one hand. Bam, bam. And no chances of him getting two hands on it. And actually, for this guy's size, it could have been a little bit bigger, and for my taste. And he could have had an open hand. But they probably will re-release this guy. Slightly different paint deco, white gloves. And he'll probably be able to grip this thing with two hands. And if they do come back and re-release this guy in white gloves, please take this texture out. I mean, I'm not complaining on this figure, but if this was all white, and I've seen some people online paint the glove white and paint these green parts here white, but that texture just, man, it just needs to be smooth if he's going to wear the Green Lantern white gloves. So now we have to remove this construct to add the lantern. This huge. Get this in his hand. Easy peasy.
In brightest day, in blackest night, no evil shall escape my sight. Let those who worship evil's might beware my power. Green Lantern's light.
It's that time in the review where we give our action figures the size up and a rundown. Up first, from the Black Series is R2-D2 and a Gamorrean Guard. From the Marvel Legends is Mysterio and the Kingpin. And from the world of SH Dragon Ball, and I love these guys because their scale is totally their own, is Super Saiyan Vegeta and Broly. Now for the McFarlane DC, here are two mega figures, Kryptonite Doomsday and Bane. Representing McFarlane's Red Lantern Corps is Batrocitus and Atrocitus with the bad builder figure leg. Now for a couple Black Lanterns, here is Necron and Batman. McFarlane has made a Batman as a yellow lantern, a green lantern, a black lantern, and a red lantern. Like, man, slow down on the Batman, McFarlane. And now for my McFarlane Green Lantern Corps to date. Here are John Stewart and Hal Jordan. And I got a new Hal Jordan. This guy is getting upgraded and shipped out of my collection. Now let's put Kyle next to his comic book illustration. It looks pretty cool. The hair is totally different, but other than that, I mean, it's pretty much spot on. Now I'm going to put the big guy up against the pen. And this is what I mean, like with all the detail in the fabric. I'm used to most Green Lantern outfits just being smooth. And this artwork is just really, really smooth. And it also has the white gloves. But it still looks cool side by side. Okay, nothing left to do but wrap it up. My final thoughts on the set. I was not going to purchase this set at the $70 price point, but I got lucky and got this set brand new for $52 off Amazon free shipping. As far as the figures within the set, not including the price tag, this is the best Kyle Rayner we've gotten so far. This is the one I think everybody wanted. He always was a good figure, but now he's even better. They even added an extra hand. The only flaw with this figure is, to me, the ring finger on both hands could have been sculpted a little bit better, especially the closed hand. That definitely could have been done a little bit better. And I didn't point it out in the review, but the fingers are painted over the green paint, and they are kind of washed out. Maybe I can get a shot and add it in there. But I'm worried about rubbing on his flesh tone fingers, putting accessories in and out of his hand. But other than that, very solid figure. Now for the figure that I bought the set for, and most people bought it for, whether they got a good price or not, is Kilowog. Kilowog is an excellent figure. He has superior articulation over most of these figures. The only really problem he had was in the crotch trying to get the splits, but Kilowog's not really going to do the splits. As far as his outfit, definitely waiting on an upgraded outfit. I think people who bought this will buy it again when they put the correct gloves that don't have the slit and the white gloves, and maybe a little less detailing in the fabric in his outfit. but he is a solid and welcome entry into my collection, especially as a Green Lantern needed another one. Things I didn't actually like about the figure, I didn't like the little yellowish wash over the torso and the boots. They could have left that out. I really wasn't feeling that. And just looking at it, if you know Kilowog, you know that he really needed the white gloves to make the figure pop a little bit more. But awesome figure, pretty damn cool set. I was happy to get it for 52 bucks. Do you have it? Do you like it? Do you love it? Or are you disappointed in it? Let me know in the comments below. That's all I got for you guys. I want to thank you all for watching another episode of George Reviews. The reviews where every toy has a story. Till the next time.